By the end of this video, you will know 3 ways to get hundreds of leads for your home improvement business. Now, before we get into the video, my name is Anthony. I've personally grown and scaled over 40 different home improvement businesses and added around 6 figures to their monthly revenue. Now, these are some of our clients. This here is John. He went from 33,000 a month to 77,000 a month by partnering with us. This is Tiddy. He went from 12k a month to 82,000 a month in just less than 6 months. Simon went from 7,000 a month to 62,000 a month in just under 90 days. Alan went from 12k a month to 58,000 a month. And Roman is one of the few clients who have taken straight from zero, and he's gone all the way up to 36,000 a month. Here you can also see some of our clients' revenue shots for their monthly revenue. And as you can see here, all 6 figures and high numbers. So yeah, with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So as I said, this video is going to be on 3 ways to get hundreds of leads for your home improvement business. Now, there are 3 things you can do. The first thing is improve an existing acquisition channel within your business. The second thing you can do is add a new acquisition channel for your business. And the third thing you can do is follow up with lost leads. Now, I'll get into what all that means in a second, but first of all, we're going to go to improving existing acquisition channel, the one that's already inside of your business. Now, to improve upon your existing acquisition channel, you want to make everything a system. Now, what I mean by this is if you only use referrals, you want to make that a system. And as I said in earlier videos, that can be by creating an incentive and basically telling everyone, hey, if you give us a referral, we'll give you this amount of money or whatever it might be. You want to give them an incentive, and that creates it a system. Paid advertising, you also want to make that a system because paid advertising is a process, it's a system over multiple different steps. It's not just the paid ad itself, it's more things than that. And if you have organic content, you also want to make that a system. Same with paid ads. It's not just the post on your Instagram page, for example. It's also other factors. It's other things that decide what the success of it, essentially. So the important thing is these all need to be systems for them to work at their full potential. If you just have a Facebook ad, for example, and you just have the Facebook ad, that's it. You don't have any landing page, you don't have a social media account, for example, you're not good at closing, then there's literally no point of running the ads because you'll get the leads, you will get the leads from the ads. However, you don't have a way to get the leads into customers. So that's also part of the system, basically turning a cold lead into a hot lead or a customer. And yeah, for them to be working at the full potential, they need to be a system. And if done right, all the acquisition channels will be working more efficiently, which means more leads and more jobs for your business, essentially. Now, if we go to the second main thing you can do, that is to add a new acquisition channel to your business. Now, there are 3 channels. There are organic acquisition, paid acquisition, and referral acquisition. So the referral acquisition would be your referral system, as I said. Paid acquisition would be your ads and the system inside of that. And organic would be posting on social media, which I recommend to you. TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as your main ones. You can post on more. There's nothing stopping you, but minimum you want to be posting on these 3. And with paid acquisition, you want to be advertising on Facebook. The reason I recommend Facebook is because that's what we've used to scale over 40 different home improvement businesses. We know it works, it's reliable, and it's proven. So that is what we recommend to you. Now, the more channels you have, the more acquisition channels you have, the more leads you're going to get. If you only have one of these channels, for example, you're only going to get a set amount of leads from this one, for example. But if you have 2 more, that's 2 times more leads you can get. So yeah, and you want to be having all 3 because These acquisition channels, they work together. Now, what I mean by that is if you have paid ads running, if someone on your paid ad clicks on your profile and they see you have no social media page, then they're not going to trust you. However, if they do see you're running, you're posting organic content consistently, you have lots of followers and everything, then they're going to trust you. So that's what I mean by they work together. If your social media profile is better, your ads can perform better and things like that. So you do want to be having all three acquisition channels together and working together. Now, the third part of this is to follow up with lost leads. Now, what I mean by lost leads in this example I'm giving you is leads who didn't respond to you. Now, when I say lost leads, I'm not talking about the leads that said no to you. I'm talking about the leads that didn't respond. So, a problem is that people don't respond. They don't keep calling leads that don't respond. Now, why that's a problem is because you don't know what's going on in that person's life. Now, why am I saying that? Because when you call them once, when you call the leads up once and they don't respond, they could be at a funeral. They could be busy working. They could have missed a notification on their phone, fills an SMS, for example. They could be away from their phone, or they could be not interested. But if you look here, there's so many more options than just they aren't interested. If they don't respond that first phone call, if they don't respond to the first text, don't assume that they're not interested, because they could have been at a funeral, for example. They could have been busy with literally anything. You don't know what's going on in their life. Obviously, if they tell you they aren't interested, then you stop. However, if if they don't tell you, then assume that they are going to be interested and keep following up with them. I knew a home improvement business owner, and that's what he was doing wrong. You know, he wanted more leads, but he had all these leads under his nose, and he didn't know because he just assumed they were lost when they weren't, because they just didn't respond for the first couple times. However, he kept on, calling them, kept reminding them, and eventually some of them did respond, and some of them did become jobs. So that is something you want to be doing. Now, as I said, there's a more likely chance of them being busy than not interested. So don't go thinking that it's they're not interested at all. Now, following up with lost leads, this is a graph. You want to be doing all these three simultaneously. This is for SMS. So you want to be sending an SMS as soon as possible. If there's no response, you want to wait a day, send another SMS. If there's no response, you want to just keep repeating that process and then carry on unless they say no, obviously. Second one would be calling them. You want to wait, you want to call them as soon as possible. Then you want to wait 1 to 2 hours. Then you want to call again. And then you want to wait a day if they don't respond. And then you want to call them again in 1 to 2 hours. And then you carry on with that again unless they say no. And then same thing with the email. Keep sending them emails on your newsletter, um, because obviously newsletters can build trust and everything like that. But send them personalized emails in addition to that. Wait a day, send an email, wait a day, send an email, and then again, carry on unless they say no. So those three steps are things that will give you more leads. Now, this step it doesn't give you more leads. It gets back leads that you've lost, or you think you've lost at least. So yeah, be doing these three steps, and you'll get more leads coming into your business. That is it for this video.